You are all floating. There's space between everything. There's space between me and you, from the top of your knee to your desk, and even your butt and the chair that all of you are sitting in. Space can be that small, but also extremely large. I've been obsessed with space from an early age and done a ton of research on the topics I'm going to talk to you about today. Space is a vast continuous area or expanse that is free, available, or unoccupied. It's estimated that our ancestors first appeared on Earth about 2 million years ago. Ever since then, they've been looking up at the night sky. The first documented records of astronomical observations took place about 3,000 years ago. Therefore, it's impossible for me to tell you everything that has happened or been discovered about space. The thought of the vast unknown can be a little daunting, but I am here to put it into perspective for you today of just how big space really is, as well as give you some information on something that is one of the biggest mysteries of our whole universe, black holes. Let's get started by discussing the scale of space and put it into perspective how big it truly is. It's hard to put into perspective just how big space is. There are many theories of how the universe was created, but the most scientifically backed theory is the Big Bang theory. The Big Bang wasn't an explosion, it was just space stretching everywhere at once. The universe wasn't expanding into anything since there was nothing for it to expand into. Rather, it was expanding into itself. I know this is a little confusing, so I'm going to give you an example. Think of one of those little toys that you put in water to make expand. You drop the little toy in a pool of water, but there's an infinite amount of water, and the toy never stops growing. Astronomers think that the universe is 13.7 billion years old. 13.7 billion years ago, when the Big Bang happened, space was not what you see today. In this hot, humid environment, energy was given off by particles that didn't exist for long. As the universe got bigger, the environment started to cool, and these energy particles cooled, as well as forming the first proton, also known as the first hydrogen atom. At this point in time, our universe is about 62 billion miles long, just 1 second after it started expanding. The observable universe is about 46.1 billion light years in all directions from your point of view. Light is the fastest thing known to us and can travel about 670 million miles per hour. This means that it would take light about 46 billion years to reach the edge of the observable universe. Now that I've put into perspective the scale of space, I'm going to talk a little bit about the mysteries that space holds. Black holes are one of the most popular topics in space physics. Black holes are formed when a star gets so big that it creates gravity inwards on itself with such a force that the entire star basically collapses. The gravitational pull of a black hole is so strong that nothing can escape, not even light. Anything that comes into contact with a black hole would be destroyed. If a human were to come into contact with a black hole, it wouldn't look like you just fell in. If this were to happen, you'd approach the black hole traveling at such great speeds that you'd already be dead. The event horizon is the outer edge of the black hole. This is the point which nothing, not even light, can escape. So once you reach the event horizon, there's no going back. It would look as if you're being stretched apart and your image would fade and eventually be gone. The black hole would rip the atoms in your body apart one by one until you no longer exist anywhere in the universe. There is a black hole at the center of our galaxy, which is responsible for the formation of our galaxy. Every planet and star in the Milky Way is orbiting around a supermassive black hole. Up until a few years ago, it was thought that black holes were just theoretical objects floating through space. As of 2019, a team of scientists around the world put all their efforts and technology together and was able to get the first picture of a black hole, proving they're much more than science fiction. Now, to wrap up, it's clear that even though black holes are intriguing, they're kind of scary. Space is a vast continuous area or expanse that is free, available, or unoccupied. There's so much that is unknown about space, which makes it all the more interesting. First, we discussed how the universe as we know it came to be, as well as the daunting size and scale of the universe. We then talked about what black holes are and what would happen if someone theoretically jumped into one. It's our duty to discover where we all came from and why we are all here. Space holds the answers to many of these questions. I hope it is now clear that we are all just floating. Thank you.